Right, right. Welcome back. Last time we did a minor reform in reducing the politicization of the bureaucracy. It's not completely factionalized anymore, although it's still somewhat politicized. And Ajuran declared war on me and brought MEIOU in. Currently dealing with that now in the same way as I dealt with the previous war with Ajuran, by using the advantage of my fleet to move around and to outmaneuver both armies. So I do need to be careful, and I do hope to end this war in a way that's beneficial to me. Though right at the moment, they're not willing to end the war. Well, okay, they are, but I'd like to siege down a little more of their stuff so that I can actually get some concessions like war reparations or cash. Or maybe even land if I manage to occupy something. I mean, hope he was willing to white peace, or maybe a little bit more. 7 ducats. Right, so that makes that bit a little bit easier. Move to here. You don't want the cannon, so the siege should be faster. Plus, it is a level 1 fort and shrub flats. So the defensiveness should be lower than it usually is. Especially compared to this one, which has a huge level of garrison. It's just a level 1 garrison, so it's enough to be considered a fort. Since it can be considered a fort, I can siege it down. Yada yada yada. Why not go after it? Yeah, if I lose Melindi, that would actually be pretty bad for war score, wouldn't it? End the war here and now, so I don't have to deal with it later. I don't have the military force limit for OK troops. Drop it to 7K. We can go back to protecting trade in the home node. Since we won't be earning that much money though, I'll just drop fleet maintenance, since that would save me more money. You head back to, yeah, Zanzibar. Alright. Grab some cash off of that. In looting and in peace deal. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Lost 2,000 manpower, but I did earn quite a bit of money. Oh yeah, I raised the mill points investment, which put... Okay, fine. I'll be leaving it up higher for a little while, and then I'll bring it back down again because that cuts into, well, money in general. And I got myself another merchant. Huh, okay. Wasn't there before, but now it's here. I just need to pick a node to put it in. Although I do need to wait a moment for it to finish its calculations. Okay. I could initiate trade with the Upper Nile, or with the Arabian. That's probably not a good idea. Indian trade is almost always a good idea. Especially since it seems that no one has actually sent a merchant to the Milcom node, to send it to somewhere else. So, why not? We'll start sending it to the... Where it could... Wait. Local state of South Africa. Yeah, I don't need anything from the South African node, but what about the Malacca Strait? Where does it send it to? Well, okay. Maybe a better question is where does this get it from? Deccan Plateau and to Milcom. Okay. So this goes to here. Okay. And that's from the Malacca Strait. Okay. Indian trade is probably a good idea to invest into. So... so we're getting Colombian imports. Joy. So it's going to take a very long time to reach me. Casual literacy is beginning to spread. There's at least that. Although in quite a few more random provinces. Commercialization still hasn't left Europe. Lovely. Scientific methods will appear in 1550. Okay, so there is no actual point of discovery for any institutions, they just appear. It starts to spread, and then, well, they also get the current technology penalty. Honestly, I do wonder why they didn't do the original system mentioned inside the dev diaries, because I did read in the original dev diaries for institutions, in that they made it so that the slight increase, so you see how the increase over time is 4.1%? They made that much, much stronger, and instead, institutions would provide a massive decrease to technology costs, kind of like what meritocracy does, though much, much bigger. Alright, so scientific methods. If I want to get that, I need... So, I need to embrace casual literacy, and then someone has to have embrace scientific method, or I have technology level 27, or it's 1620. The province itself requires legalism, casual literacy, and no unrest. And the invention progress is based on number of academic districts -4, then divided by 2. So in my capital, the number of academic districts I have is 29, so it's 25 divided by 2, about 13.5 per month apparently. Okay, that's a lot. It could be 0.135? I don't know what the modifier... Wait. There has to be more to it, right? Or perhaps the information is incomplete. That could be the multiplier. That's casual literacy. Base. Okay. Casual literacy. Oh, I need commercialization to get that. Right, top priority. Let's shift to diplomatic. Let's even upgrade the advisor. in order to get more diplomatic points, because I'm going to need to finish trade ideas as soon as possible in order to start reforming as soon as possible to get commercialization as soon as possible, because it's getting increasingly important that I do so. I'm starting to get tech debuffs, and that's not good. Is there anything I can do to suddenly lower stability? I could reform. Do a minor reform. But I lack the points because I don't have any Diplo points. Oh yeah, I could expand the bureaucracy. Um... Is there anything else I can do? Encourage hierarchy. Yeah, why not? The combination of both this would lower stability. The reason why I want to do this is because, well, there is problems with major reforms during lack of stability, since it would upset everyone. It's not that big of an effect, actually. It doesn't really change anything. This also reduces mana, so this increases base tax efficiency, reduces mana cost of all state taxes, reduces tax revenue transferred to the elites based upon power share, increases base welfare, and unlocks 2 new taxation forms. So, the nobility, burghers, clergy, and clans are displeased. Bureaucrats are indifferent. Didn't cost any stability, surprisingly. It's just that the elites don't like it. Oh, hey, you're another merchant. Okay. I do wonder though, am I getting... Okay, so the Go coins are actually starting to appear. And that's a dominant center of trade. Excellent. Might be where all my merchants are coming from. Yeah. Anyway. So. I do wonder, am I actually getting any... Still none on the delicacies. Although, maybe delicacies produced here? I do know that they end up producing Europe, but maybe Northern Africa and Levant? Probably won't be able to go far though. Maybe I should just deal with the spice trade over here. Just keep it going along. Or perhaps I... goes to the Kalinga node, which goes... Okay. Let's just trade here. For now. The Bengal node seems like an interesting spot to go for eventually. Quite a bit of value that's not willing to leave, although that probably has to do with Bengali dominance in trade in this area. Okay, so I do know that with the tax, the manpower's done on them immediately, so I can probably just, since I still have 9 force limit, I can just drop it down to 10. And I'll leave it on 10. I put it there because, you know, training costs money. I'm getting plenty of it now, although I'm still interested in getting some more. Anyway, this is a good point to stop here. Actually, let's check autonomy. 59.5%. It's getting pretty good, I have to admit. It's dropping quite rapidly. Especially in the capital. Yeah, it's excellent. Especially with all the recent reforms I've been going through. So, I've done one major reform. I'm now on state tax farming rather than just regular tax farming. Which has increased my base tax efficiency. And reduced mana costs of all state taxes, as well as reduce the amount of tax revenue that gets sent to the elites. It's still based upon power share, but now I'm getting more tax money straight to me. Plus, land tax, well, oh no, salt excise and timber excise is now a valid tax to use. In fact, all of this means I could actually start reducing the amount of money I put into taxation. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'll reduce the amount of admin tax by 5 points. I mean, based upon how much I get from taxation and the realm expenses, well, relative amount of taxation and the monthly balance, I could honestly cut this by a third. It won't cut my tax income by a third, not nearly. At worst, it would probably be a quarter, because the auto taxer tries to do the most efficient thing for the amount it has. So increasing investments lead to decreasing returns. Anyway. Beyond that, I also entered the war with Ajuran. I did it relatively quickly, just grabbing some cash. I was afraid of more looting going on than I was comfortable with. Among other things, Denmark's now Lutheran. I'm sure this awful Schleswig-Holsteinian borders have nothing to do with this whatsoever. Also, Ryazan has become the new Muscovy. Quake in fear. For their reach stretches from Novosil all the way to Sisola. Also, Vietnam's borders are becoming more and more disgusting. I mean, look at this. I mean, along with what Champa has. Clean it up, please. Just do that. Beyond that, well... I've also managed to pick up 2 more merchants. So I've put them into this node here, and this node here, in order to get more and more of that sweet, sweet Indian trade. It certainly seems to have improved my economy, or at the very least making production easier. The price shifts that always occur from this, because prices are always shifting, I figure are to some degree beneficial. Goods that I need are cheaper, goods that I produce are more expensive, in general. And even then, even if it isn't, my economy will shift to try to accommodate. Although I still am unable to get all those luxuries. Well, not luxuries, but delicacies. Now, those would be nice to have, but I'm not at that level yet. I'll have to reach into Europe, and that would mean I can't invest into the Indian trade anymore, because I would have to connect to the Alexandria node, and that's as far as I can reach for now. They don't produce delicacies anyway, although they might have middleman transference thing set up as a potential. But I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll have to see you again next time. Until then, bye. I have to admit, that major reform really hit that state loyalty though. Okay.